Welcome to CrossGen Gaming, where I am happy to announce that Sony is moving into the streaming space, and soon we won't be able to buy any video games anywhere. We're just going to be streaming them directly to our consoles, or downloading them, or game passing them, or Ubisoft Collection Plus Deluxe Extra Alpha unique special times. Yay.
And no physical stuff, nothing, nowhere. It's all digital. Soon you'll have a digital controller, digital couch, digital screen,
Digital clothes, digital eyes.
digital happiness. It's all happening.
This comes from our good friends over there at Sony. They have officially announced the lineup of games and all the pricing and everything you need to know about their upcoming changes to PlayStation Plus. This comes from an article that came out on May 16th. This actually launched last week, and it includes 3 tiers, which includes current gen as well as classic games. Finally, I can't believe that Sony was the one that didn't do backwards compatibility or any kind of like legacy content. The fact that Nintendo is not the worst at that right now is crazy. This is going to replace the PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now with new, super definitely not confusing tiers. They're not poorly titled at all. They're not the worst extra plus deluxe tier names ever. Super easy to understand, super clear. As a matter of fact, hey Dylan, if you want to just go ahead and take it for us. Everyone, here's Dylan, our resident streaming tier expert, will break down exactly what you can expect to receive in this brand new package.
That is me, Dylan George, resident streaming tier expert, coming to you.
I've heard that you don't even like to look at things if they're not in some sort of tiered system.
You can't
even deal with it.
I live and die by tier maker. If you don't have a tier maker account, then you might as well be dead to me. That's what tier you're going in, the very bottom. Dead.
You're an F tier.
No, dead tier. They're lower than that.
Dead tier.
But to briefly, hopefully, explain how these tiers are.
This is not going to be brief.
It's not.
There's no way
it's so
brief.
bad. These are real bad. We've got the start one with Essential, which is basically just the current sort of PlayStation benefits.
PlayStation Plus Essential.
Yeah, it's the just online play and the monthly PlayStation Plus games. It's your run of the mill, the basic man.
It's just your grandpa's PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, but you're not your grandfather. You want some more games. You want more quality goodness. So you want PlayStation Plus Extra, the other tier.
Tier 2, baby.
They've come with PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 games on top of all the other stuff in Essential for a total of 62 games, 38 from PlayStation Studios and 24 third-party games.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad.
That's 62 games that I don't have to go out and buy. I can just pay $10 a month or how much money it is to just stream them directly to my console.
But there are a couple of notable inclusions in this, 62 total games. We've got Bloodborne.
Woo!
Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Boo!
Demon's Souls Remake.
Yeah!
Control Ultimate Edition.
All right!
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yes!
God of War.
Woo!
Marvel Spider-Man and Miles Morales.
Oh, both of them?
Both of them. Mortal Kombat 11.
Mortal Kombat 11?
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, that's a Rockstar game.
All of the Uncharted.
Every one of them.
Will you believe it? Knack, baby.
Knack, baby.
It's got Knack.
Knack Attack.
Woo!
But not Knack 2.
Not Knack 2. Rest in peace. So if you've been following all the PlayStation Plus stuff, you know that some of these are already available for some PS5 owners. But hey, they're there. They're there for the people that don't have them, and a couple of extra goodies as well.
That's the PlayStation Plus collection that you're talking about right there.
Yes. So along with all this,
there's more.
There's more. If you want it or not, I'll leave that up to you.
Hey, whatever, you're getting this. Sorry.
You get the Ubisoft Plus Classics. To be clear, that's what it's called.
Yes, it is called Ubisoft Plus Classics, not Ubisoft Plus.
There's a different type with a very specific list that, detailed in one of their blog posts that we'll have a link down below, a very specific list of games from Ubisoft Plus that is added into this extra tier and the other premium tier
of PlayStation Plus.
So, to recap on this little Ubisoft thing, it is PlayStation Plus Extra or PlayStation Plus Premium along with Ubisoft Plus Classics. The full name being PlayStation Plus Extra / Premium plus Ubisoft Plus Classics. Ah! Isn't that
it's so bad.
simple?
This is where we're at. You did this, guys. You asked for this. I didn't ask for this. You asked for this. All of you out there buying Game Pass, this is your fault, okay?
Is this what you wanted? Somehow Sony manages to make an even more confusing combo of names than the Xbox Series. Somehow,
or the new Nintendo 2DS XL.
it's so
This is
bad.
more confusing than that.
Then we got the next tier, the premium tier, which is all of that plus some classic games.
And classic games?
And the classic games. Again, them all, baby. We got 57 games total, 40 first-party games and 17
All right.
third-party games, with
Nice.
a pretty specific caveat, to be fair. The PS1, PSP, and PS2 remasters that were released on the PS4, they can be downloaded locally and played on your systems, but the PS3 games specifically can only be streamed.
Okay, that's pretty consistent with the way that they've done it in the past, where like if you wanted to play a PS3 game on PS4, it was a PS Now. That was the only way to make it happen. And
Yeah.
so it's kind of like, if I understand correctly, Game Pass, you can go in and like every game just gets downloaded to your system.
Uh-huh.
And then if you have it checks to see if you have the license before you can play it. This one is a similar situation for the PS1, PSP, and PS2 games, not PS3 games.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Okay,
To-
sure.
To be clear, day of recording, it's a week out, so we're not entirely sure.
Yeah, it's...
There
Ooh.
might be something a little different, or it might be worse, it might be better. I don't know. This crap is confusing. To list off some of the notable games in this premium tier, you got the classic games, to be clear. You got Ape Escape, Tekken 2, Dark Cloud 1 and 2,
Ooh, nice.
Jack 1, 2, 3, and X.
Oh, that's the racing one. I love that one.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
We got Infamous 1 and 2, and Puppeteer, which is specifically noted as your underrated game of the week.
Hey, this is JB's underrated game of the week. Let's put a little notice on that one. JB's underrated game of the week. Boom, right there.
Woo! It's along with this, it's got Resistance 3,
But not 1 or 2.
only 3, and Lost Planet 2,
Not 1 or 3 though. Okay, yeah.
and Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare. Not the first game, though.
Not the original. Yeah, can't play that.
And again, if you've purchased the digital versions of any of these games, they can be locally downloaded. You already have access to them. You don't need the subscription.
Well, that's actually really cool though, because that's interesting. That's them officially launching classic games on PS5.
Yeah.
For the first time.
That is certainly a good addition, and there are certainly a lot of people that are happy about it.
I'm one of them because I actually suggest, like Rogue Galaxy to a friend of mine who doesn't like the RPGs, and he'll be like, "Why am I playing this?"
And they won't have to shovel out like $100 to try to, one, get a system, or hopefully have a system that can play it, and two, actually find a copy.
You will have to buy the $120 yearly subscription to be able to play it if you don't buy it from the store.
That is true. Which does, funny enough, leave us into the cost. For the essential tier, it's same as it's always been, $9.99 monthly, $60 yearly. The extra tier, $14.99 monthly, $100 yearly. And then the premium tier, $17.99, $120 yearly.
All right. So that's still even more confusing.
Yep.
So we have so we're on the same page. We have PlayStation Plus Essential,
Aha.
which is $9.99 a month or $60 yearly, and then we have PlayStation Plus Extra with Ubisoft Plus Classics included for $14.99 a month or $100 yearly.
Mm-hmm.
We also now have PlayStation Plus Premium with Ubisoft Plus Classics for $17.99 monthly or $120 yearly.
Yes.
You can see this right here, this wonderful chart, and then you can see my face and how confused I am.
This is all very, very confusing.
It's very confusing, but the good news about this is that we're actually now we have a clear understanding of what exactly we get with this service. We've known about it for a while, and we have at least a clear idea of what you are paying for when you pay for this source. This raises the age-old question that we've been asking since we knew that this thing was coming out. Is this as good a value as Game Pass?
I've got an answer.
Yes, yes, you.
No.
Oh. All right. Well, I'll see you later, Dylan. I'll see. Hey, bye. Hey, have fun. So why? So I mean, I think there's some specifics as to why. I think it's pretty clear at the moment. When we were talking, you kept doing this to when I said clearer, Yeah, the problem is we still don't really know exactly what you're getting with some stuff, and the reality is it's not anywhere near as convenient as Game Pass or Game Pass Ultra. What's it called? Game Pass
Ultimate.
Ultimate is. There are currently 450 games on Game Pass and 420. That's for consoles, by the way. Then there are 420 for PC. So even if we go back and look at the number that they announced in this PlayStation Plus blog post, it's only around 120 games.
Yeah.
So just based on that, smaller number bad, big number good.
Of course.
What's even more confusing though is that a blog post a couple weeks ago said that PlayStation Plus will have 700 plus games when it launches around June.
Yeah, I don't.
So there's around 580 games just MIA.
It's just gone.
Don't know where they are.
I don't know. What did this mean?
Maybe like, Lost Planet 1 and 3 are in there somewhere, along with just the original version of Red Dead Redemption. Who knows?
Maybe. I don't know. Math is hard.
Math is apparently very difficult. Again, we'll see where the 700 plus games end up actually coming from and how they materialize. Maybe they meant like we'll be having a rotating list of that number. Like throughout the year, you'll be able to have played 700 plus games. So we'll see what they mean. It's all corporate lingo speak. So
that is what Game Pass does. So maybe, but again, this all screams of rushed. I don't know what they mean. What are you talking about? I'm so confused.
It's certainly rushed. The other big thing to note about this is now you will not be able to buy PS Now individually, which means us elite PC gamers with our $400,000 machines that we play Destiny 2 on all the time. Wink, wink, Dylan.
SOV.
Now we won't be able to play, all of our cool Sony first-party titles on PC nearly as easily, and it will actually, I think, end up doubling the cost to do that, which is very, very interesting. I think something else that's really noteworthy about this, Dylan, is there's seems to be a lot of missing games from Sony's repertoire. We did list out a bunch of them and how great it is that they're going to be there, but the problem is there are some that are just not there. I think most egregiously is Last of Us 2 is just completely not there at all.
Yeah.
Some people have speculated that means that they're going to do a Last of Us 2 remaster on PS5 sometime soon. I'm not sure if we're going to go that far into it. But I think some other notable things that we mentioned when we were talking about the list is there's just a lot of missing games from certain series. Like
it's just like random entries in the series.
Right.
Why not?
Why not? Some other ones we didn't list there are the PS3 Ratchet & Clank games, but not the PS2 Ratchet & Clank games.
Yay.
All right. That's really strange. But I think more importantly is games won't go directly to PS Plus like they do on Game Pass at launch. This comes from another article showing where President Jim Ryan, CEO of PlayStation, says, "We feel like we are in a good virtuous cycle with studios, where the investment delivers success, which enables yet more investment, which delivers yet more success. We like that cycle. We think our gamers like that cycle."
God, that's so much business. So much business words.
He then continues, "In terms of putting our own games into the service, or any of our services, upon their release, as you well know, this is not a road that we've gone down in the past, and it's not a road we're going to go down with this new service. We feel if we were to do that with the games we make at PlayStation Studios, that virtuous cycle will be broken. The level of investment that we need to make in our studios would not be possible, and we think the knock-on effect of the quality of games that we make would not be something the gamers want." Essentially what he's trying to say, just to do CEO translation.
Run it through the machine, John.
He's saying if we put it on PlayStation Plus Deluxe Alpha Omega Edition, then we won't make as much money, and then we won't be able to make cool products like that in the future.
Sure.
We don't really know if that's true because we don't really have any metrics on it, because the problem is the other company that's doing this hasn't really made any games. They've made Halo. That's about it.
This seems like a very long hand wavy, like,
we'll get to it. We might do that, but we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that.
Yeah, that loses us the money.
Dylan, what are some thoughts that you have about this? Other than not being able to actually wrap your mind around how this is supposed to work, because none of the words make any sense together.
There's so many words, so many ways to deliver this, and it's just like, what? So
what?
at the base level, at the very base level of this idea, great. I think it's a good idea for Sony to have some sort of like subscription service idea that can kind of bring in the sort of more casual gamer kind of audience that can, just pay for a monthly subscription, download the games, play it, have a great time, yada yada. The problem here is it's just confusing as all hell.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing is, I think if you look at the success of Game Pass, very clearly this is a kind of business model that I think can work and is working.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know all the specifics of how much money Game Pass is making for Microsoft, but it has to be a lot because they're doing it a lot. They're pushing it a lot, and so clearly they're making some amount of money. I think that the way that Microsoft's doing it might be the better way, which is just like, it is what it is. You know what you're getting. You pay this amount of money, you get these games.
Yeah.
They come to your system, you play them. None of this like weird. If you're in the middle of like Minnesota and you don't have a good internet connection, sorry, you can't play any of your cool PS3 games. You can't play Resistance 3. Again, You can't play Resistance 1 or 2 anyway, but you couldn't play Resistance 3 because you have to stream it.
The simplicity is key with that stuff, where in this specific case, it's not. Like we said, is like with Game Pass, it's just download, got the license, good, have fun, great time. If in the PlayStation case, it's like, okay, do you have access to these games? Okay, maybe. Or is it a PlayStation 3 title? Okay, well, then in that case, you're going to have to stream it.
Is your connection at least 15 megabits? If not, then it will be a degraded experience. And it's just like, there's so many caveats and it just doesn't work.
If we can't understand it, people who are literally have a damn podcast about games, how am I going to expect my dad who plays like a game a month maybe to understand this? Which is like, it's so confusing. That's for the market that it's going for. Why is it this complicated? It does not make sense. I'm confused and baffled by this.
And what's sad though is this will actually make them a lot of money. I think we both understand that like this is a good move. It's going to make them a lot of money. I think the problem is they're going to use the amount of money that they're making to justify some of these like kind of wacky decisions, because it's like, oh well, people don't really care about that. It's like, well,
yeah,
but they kind of do. They just don't know that they care about it. Another good example would be the debacle that was the Wii U's name. The fact that like the vast majority of people that I even knew like talked to didn't understand that the Wii U was a different console.
Yeah,
it's a similar concept to this. Like the fact that there's going to be a whole new group of people come in who are like, oh wait, I can pay extra money to get more games.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I paying $15 a month? I only want the $10 a month one. Wait, why? I only paid $10 a month. Why am I not getting able to? Why can't I play PS3 games? There's just gonna be a lot of that kind of stuff, and I don't know. I guess it helps that they're doing a staggered release. It also, by the way, gets way more confusing if you talk about a non-Western market.
Oh God.
If you look at like European markets, especially, there are so many caveats of like when stuff is launching and what games are available. So we didn't bother to get into that here because it's way too complicated. But we do have the links below, and you're welcome to check them out and peruse them at your own leisure.
Yeah, at your own risk.
I do like the fact that there is now competition for Game Pass, though. I did feel like Game Pass was kind of getting into a zone where they could basically do no wrong.
Yeah.
And now this is at least forcing them to evaluate and look at what they're doing and say, like, okay, is this actually the best thing going forward? I think we're both on the same page that Phil Spencer really knows what he's doing with that and is leading the Xbox team well, but hopefully they can continue with that.
That, funny enough, was really like the part that I was the most excited about with this whole PlayStation thing coming out, is like, oh, sweet, reasons for Game Pass to do better.
Exactly.
It's competition good means better things for us. So the fact that it even exists is a good thing in my eyes. It's confusing, whatever. At the very least, it is an enemy that Xbox has to deal with and fight and think about when they are continuing to make Game Pass.
It will take their market share, part of it at least.
Yeah, it 100% will, and that all that means is they got to try harder.
Which is good for us.
I think that's good at the very least.
Something else I wanted to mention is that I think this is kind of just a thing I've noticed recently with the advent of stuff like Game Pass in general. And, PlayStation Plus Deluxe Mega Supreme Edition will not make this any easier for people, but I do find that making a choice on your game that you're playing now is number one, it's really hard to actually sit down and like pick a game now, and I think this is gonna make it even harder for some people. I do want to come out and say like this is probably not something that I'm going to pick up, mostly because I don't even have a PS5. I'm not even interested.
That would do it.
But I mean, even if I had like a Series X, I probably wouldn't get Game Pass. I used to have Game Pass, and I got rid of it mostly because I just never used it. And like, yeah, having access to a ton of games for, $15 a month on my PC and my Xbox is really cool. But if I'm not playing those games, then like, is it really that good of a deal? Especially when I have this and I can just go in there and like grab a stack of games and be like, cool, here's my games to pick from.
To be fair, I think you're in a very specific situation where you literally do have the closet of games that Game Pass cannot even rival.
That's true.
You have so much stuff that there is really no reason. And even for me, who doesn't have a closet full, but I got a decent amount. I don't use Game Pass that often, and it's a good deal and it's hard to deny. But for people like us, it is kind of different because we kind of already know what games we're gonna want. We kind of already know what games we're gonna play. We're good, and if it's never like, I won't say never. It's very rarely the case where you're just sitting and like, I want a game, and then you're scrolling through Game Pass. It's like, ooh, that game looks kind of fun. For us, it's very rarely the case, but I really don't think we're the market, to be fair. I think it is very much a more casual audience sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
Because most people aren't as in the weeds in this stuff as we are, but people, still like video games. They can just go in and get this subscription service and then just scroll through and be like, that game looks kind of fun. I'll download it, play it. If I don't like it, oh well, next game.
That's the good thing about this kind of service is it does let gamers, casual and otherwise, try games out before they commit to a purchase. Because even in the era of your GameStop or your buy, trade, repeat, even that, like if buying a $60 game or $70 game now is a commitment, and really people are pretty afraid to jump into some what could be some really awesome games, but they don't really know. They'd rather try them first, and because demos are really just not a thing anymore, people are much more discerning with their purchases. And if you say, hey, you can buy 2 games this year or a whole year's worth of PlayStation Plus Premium Deluxe Ultra
Special Edition,
a lot of people would just say like, yeah, I'll just get the PlayStation Plus Edition for $120, have access to at the moment it's just 120 games, but
it's better than 2.
It's better than 2. And they can try stuff out and be like, oh, look, I actually really liked this random game that I would have never. I can't believe Returnal was that good.
Yeah.
I've recommended Returnal to a lot of people, and they're like, ooh, I don't know, it looks kind of weird. I'm like, just play it. Like, I promise you'll like it. I think a service like this would actually have them be able to try it and really see if they like it.
But that's just our thoughts and opinions. What are your guys' thoughts and opinions? We would love to hear them down in the comments below.
Also, if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to give it a like. And if you want more, be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell so that you can be notified when new episodes are published.
But if they want to see more of us individually, where can they find you, John?
You can find me over at twitch.tv/thegreatyuke, where I stream Mondays and Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm also on Instagram and Twitter at @thegreatyuke as well. But I'm not really. I'm there, but I'm not really there. Just come and hang out on Twitch.
They could also find me at Twitter, not Instagram. I hate Instagram. TikTok and YouTube.
Wow.
Who cares? They're all the same. At the Dylan Machine. I mostly post and talk about Destiny stuff because really it's the only game I play. Joke's on you. You just listen to me ramble about other video games that I don't even like. I hate them.
Dylan doesn't even play video games. He
I
just
don't
plays
play
Destiny
video games. I hate video games.
He just needs PlayStation Plus so he can play Destiny 2 with his friends.
I would never. I only play on PC. PC Master Race.
Woo!
We'll see you in the next generation. Bye.
Bye.